As a child, growing up in between St. Catherine and Kingston, Jamaica, I encountered some challenging times. One of the challenges I encountered as a child growing up was the fact that, whenever somebody was planning to discipline me, they would use whatever tool they could find to focus on my head. And so, therefore, I found it rather difficult to read. I struggled to read all my life. In fact, I never began to read properly until I was 14 years old. Mhm. Big boy, couldn't get into no school up to 14 years old. You know why I got into a school? It was somebody who looked at my mother and said, you know what, Caroline, I saw your pain, I see your pain rather. I am going to be a destiny helper. And they wrote my name on a class list and said, start coming to school. That is where my change started, ladies and gentlemen. The first book or anything that I ever read in my life was the 66 that comes from the Holy Spirit, the Bible. Yes, that's where my reading started. And as I struggled throughout my life with school to pass exam and all these things, yes, I noticed that, the more I ate properly, my cognition improved. But since I started using this product called the brain, since I started using the lion's bean, ladies and gentlemen, I am a different human being. I can tell you that my cognition has improved approximately 1,000-fold. My focus is so powerful right now that I don't even know how to quantify it. What I can tell you though is that my memory is at a place where it has never been before. I remember before using these two products that I have a code on my phone that sometimes I'm trying to get into my bank account and the bank would send me a code, sometimes 6 digits. And I had to look at that sometimes 5, 6 times before I could get it correct. Nowadays, I look at it one time and boom, I'm able to type it correctly. In addition to that, I must tell you that it gets better because in reading nowadays, I realize that I'm now able to regurgitate the information in such a way that I wasn't able to do before. If I never had the paper in front of me, I could not, ladies and gentlemen, share the information. I had to have the information in front of me to be able to do that. But since the lion's mane, since the brain, I notice I have new brain cells, and I give God the glory for that. But I also want to thank Mr. Armand Puyol and Dr. Esther Ramos for bringing these products to us so that I today can share this testimony with you. I first detoxified my body with this tea called the Televina Detox Tea. And from my detox, ladies and gentlemen, toxins have left my body in droves. The first week I drank the tea, I lost 10 pounds and I was wondering where was all this fecal matters that I was seeing, being excreted in the toilet. Where was this? Which part inside of me, what was this being kept? When I drank the tea, I tell you, I excreted fecal matters as if it was going out of style. I often say to people that during that time, if it was money that I was deposited into the bank, I would have been one of the richest men in the world today. I want to thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedules to be with us today. So, immerse yourself in this presentation. The information that we shared with you this evening is simply information that you can use to make a decision. Where are you? Are you experiencing some of those signs and symptoms of, dementia? If so, what actions do you plan to take to literally alleviate the problem? Is it that you are going to continue to waste away and see your children and don't know them? Being that inefficient manager at work where decision making is a problem for you, being that man in that woman's life that is just so lonely, so depressed, so sad, there's help. There's help for you. There's a friend of mine who took the products to one of our institutions here in Jamaica, and he gave the products to people that they consider to be mad. Ladies and gentlemen, 6 months on the products, all those people saw a remarkable improvement in their cognition. We're talking about natural, organic, certified mushrooms, only available through the person who invited you. Sir Clinton Daly, if you are here, sir, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Sir Christopher Thomas. We really enjoyed this presentation. And if I speak on behalf of the participants, sir, I know that we have received valuable information, and we want to thank you, sir. You see, I myself too was, I believe, maybe because I was born, I grew up coming from a humble beginning, sir. And nutritious food was not necessarily there for us. And I can remember even going to high school and so forth, they consider us as slow learners because we were not assimilating the information as easily because our mind, our brain were not very efficient in absorbing the information. And even as you go older, you realize that it's difficult for even reading something to get the understanding of what it is saying because the focus was not there. And let me tell you, this is something I struggled with for years. And since I've started taking these products, the brain and the lion's mane, I'm telling you, it's a different thing. I can read the book and get an understanding and I can explain what I read. My brain, my memory has improved, my understanding level has improved. But not only that, I have customers, even in Jamaica. I have a former colleague, a good friend of mine. We were doing the same type of job, finance and management. And she confessed to me, because she's a customer, she was taking the detox tea, and I also introduced the brain to her because I know the type of work that she's doing. And she confessed to me not too long, I think it was in December or November when she was preparing to order. She said to me, she remembered there were times that she got towards the refrigerator for something and she could not remember what is it that she went for, right? And she's about to retire. So it's somebody who has gone, is going up in age. So she said she got concerned and she said the type of work that she's doing, very sensitive, she cannot afford not to be able to function mentally. And I introduced the brain to her some time ago. And she said that is what helped her. So much so that when she was reordering, she ordered 2 because she did not want to be out of the brain. And I also have another lady who works in the bank here in the US. And she was getting really concerned, sir. And I introduced the lion's mane to her as one of the products. And she told me that just recently too, that, her focus and her memory and everything started to improve. So the products works, right? And the brain, it doesn't matter what stage you are, the brain is where everything is controlled. And if you do not do something to make sure that those brain cells are nourished, right? And so forth, then we are putting ourselves at risk. So are you at risk? Yes, I am at risk. We are all at risk. And rather than waiting until it gets dire, we can start to do something from now by nourishing the cells. Is there anyone who is on this call who is at risk? If you are at risk, the information is here. The steps that are to be taken are here. What is your next move? Yes, Sir Christopher.
Absolutely, Sir Clinton. An ounce of prevention, they say, is always better than the pound of cure. Ladies and gentlemen, we are all at risk. At this point in time, I'd like to open the mic for those individuals who may have a question or a comment. If you have a question or a comment, I'm going to invite you at this time to raise your hand, and I will acknowledge you and ask you to unmute so you can pose your question or make your comment, whatever it is. We are open to facilitating our many guests that are present with us this evening. Who will shoot the first question or who will make the first comment? Raise your hand in the chat. Raise your hand, just raise your hand, and I'll be more than happy to unmute you. If there are no questions, if there are no comments, then we want to thank you for the time you invested in this evening session. Your being here is indicative of the fact that you are concerned about your health and you are going to take the necessary action to make things right. Going once, questions. Questions, don't be shy. All right, James Pattison. James Pattison, please, sir, go ahead and pose your question, James Pattison.
I really don't have a question. I just want to commend you, and I just wanted to know I am a guest of Dr. Eric Nathan, and I will be signing on soon. You are preaching to the choir, so I'm okay.
Thank you very much, James.
Just reading the ingredients and having been in health myself and having researched all of these things, you can be more than right on what you're saying. So I will tell our community, it's time to move and take action because we are under stress and we can renew our brains and bodies by using these products. Thank you so much for the presentation.
You are most welcome, sir. It is indeed our pleasure to have had you with us this evening. Thank you very much for sharing. Henry, Brian, go ahead. Take it away. Talk to us, Mr. Brian. Mr. Brian, Henry, Brian, your question, your comment. Henry going once.
Unmute.
Henry, we're not hearing Henry at all. Henry, are you able to unmute? Are you seeing the signal to unmute? If you are, please acknowledge the signal. All right, so we have lost, we're not getting through to Henry. All right, still waiting to see if there are, well, I see comments in the chat. People are saying very informative. One person is saying that they're currently on the tea and they want to thank Ms. Sharp for the guidance. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. How much is it, please, and where can I get it? Christine G, that asked the question. Please get back to the person that invited you. That person should be able to furnish you with all the information you need regarding price of products and, of course, accessibility. All right, thank you. All right, Nadia, say great presentation. Sorry, Nadia. Thank you very much, Lady Woolworth, for that. I appreciate you. Thank you also for being present, ma'am.
Let's try Henry again. Try Henry again.
Go ahead, Henry, talk to us.
Unmute.
All right, so we're not getting through to Henry. Sir Clinton Daly, as usual, sir, it's always great to have you shared with us on this platform. Before we go, I know you have an interesting testimony about the detox and how it helped you.
Yes.
Would it be okay for you to share with our many guests?
Very, very much so, sir. Thank you. Thank you again. Yes, so I was diagnosed as being pre-diabetic, you know, in 2016. I was also overweight. I was weighing over 203 pounds, right? And that the doctor told me that if I did not, you know, get my weight down and my A1C down, then I'm going to have to be on medication for diabetes. Yes. Right? My A1C was at 6.3 and 6.5 and above are considered be diabetic. And so over a couple of years, I've been trying to adjust my diet, exercise, do all the things that the doctor told me to do, and it was not giving me the results. Even the weight goes down, it comes back on. But in 2021, April 2021, I came across the Vida Divina detox tea. And within the first week of drinking the detox tea, I lost 10 pounds. 10 pounds of waste from my belly, right? within the 2 months period, not only did I lose upward of 30 pounds, but my A1C fell from 6.3 to 5.9 within that period of time. And it has not gone up ever since. Right? So for me, the Vida Divina detox tea and the reishi and the chaga really has reversed the threat of diabetes for me. And I became love of the product so much so that I invited myself to be a part of the business, because I've seen where people could benefit. You see, my mother passed off when she was only 49 years old from cancer. So that was very, very much present in my mind with regards to my health. I have seen so many people suffering daily. And when I see these products and the benefits that you can derive from them, then I say, okay, you know what? I'm going to establish 3 reasons for doing this. Improving my health, the fact that my mother passed off and I couldn't do anything. And the third thing is that there are so many people struggling. And so that gave me enough to say, you know what, you can help someone. And as a result, I have been helping, and I've helped many, you know, improve their health. And that is where I'm going. I've committed myself to that, Sir Christopher. And you know, we're really looking for people to join us, because the world is sick.
Yes. Very, very good point there, Sir Daly. The world is a sick place. And so therefore, what we're seeing today, you know, is a greater number of people with various types of ailments, from a simple thing as, you know, just being overweight, to becoming diabetic, to hypertensive, you know, cardiovascular disease, they say, is the leading cause of death globally. But this, even we are learning that dementia is right up there, because it is 7 on the
Yeah.
and that is worrying. Henry Bryan, sir, are you with us?
Yeah, man, I'm still here.
Please, Mr. Bryan, the floor is yours. Take it away. Talk to us, man.
All right, first thing, I'm diabetic.
Yes,
I
sir.
did a brain tumor surgery in 2014, remove a brain tumor.
Yes.
I see where on last MRI I did, they said it's growing back. So with the brain and the lion mane, can they correct that?
Brian, thank you very much for your willingness to share with us this evening. I am
Yeah.
really sorry for your medical challenge. Suffice it to say, though, that in terms of a tumor on the brain,
Yes. Yeah.
any type of tumor in the system, the mushrooms that we have seen that have been able to help in that regard would be the reishi spore oil, the chaga extract, the cordy extract, the turkey tail extract, the lion's mane, and the brain, along with the tea. You would need all of those things to help you to, you know, to get back to normalcy.
So all of those combined?
Yes, sir. You need to do all of those combined.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So the
All right.
person who invited you, that person has access to all those things. So they will tell you, you know, they will indicate to you price and how you can, you know, access them and so on.
Okay. All right. Will the lion mane, you say, good for the nerve? I have a lady friend who have a nerve problem. Would the lion mane help her?
Absolutely, sir. It helps in the repair of the nerves throughout the entire body.
Okay.
So when you get that tea, first and foremost, you know, she get the tea and she's going to detoxify her system, and you're gonna do the same thing too. And then she add the lion's mane.
we both on a detox right now. Gone 3 weeks.
Beautiful. So now she's going to add the lion's mane and the brain to her daily diet. And if she can afford the reishi spore oil, she get that as well. And the rest is history, sir. She just keep taking that. Just like you wake up every day and you drink water.
Yeah.
This is what is required from these mushrooms. You consume them every day. It's not a eat and run thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand that.
Because the mushrooms are providing you nutrients that you're not getting elsewhere, sir.
All right, because with me now, with the last MRI I did a year ago, they say it's growing back. But
Yes.
I asked the doctor what can he do about it. He said maybe most likely another surgery
Other surgery.
or laser.
Yes.
So I wonder, I'm just wondering, hearing you talking about these things now, if they can just perish it away without
Give it a
go back
try,
to a
sir, and see what
surgery.
happens. Give it a try and come back and share the testimony.
All right, enough respect.
Blessing to you, Mr. Henry. Have a
All right,
great night.
bless you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, man, you too. All right.
Sir Clinton Daily, the testimonies across the world about these products are just, you know, every day, every minute of the day, they are coming in
Yes.
left, right, and center. You know, you heard me yesterday talking. When was it? I think it was the last presentation we did. I told you that there's a lady in St. Mary that I had to visit
Yes.
because she was experiencing a particular challenge. I got a text on my phone this morning from that said lady. She said, "Listen, I have not seen a period since 2022 December." And she has been on the tea since last week. Well, the week is finished. Yes, since Tuesday. And her
Yeah.
period has returned.
Look at
Sir,
that.
sir, I'm telling
Look
you,
at that.
I feel so, sir, I feel like the biggest cock chicken in the room when I talk about these products, sir, because
Well,
I have all confidence in them.
one of my newest testimonies, so it's from this gentleman, I think you met him,
Yes,
Mr. Carson.
yes.
He's the one who has that child who is you know,
Mhm.
yeah, you remember that gentleman? Yeah. So
Yes, sir.
he came to me, sir, and said that, you know, they're trying to get a third child, but they're having
Yes,
some serious problem, you know.
right.
So of course he was on the detox tea, and so I introduced the Mars to him. So some time passed, and then I saw him Saturday.
Yes.
So he's telling me now that you know the child is on his way.
Oh my, sir, I'm telling you that the products are just amazing, and people sometimes hear we talk about them, and they may think that we're exaggerating. Well, guess what happened? If you think we're exaggerating, you get the products and use them for yourself, and you will see what we're talking about. Amazing! I love my tea. See, I'm drinking my tea right now, sir, and I know you have yours close by.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I must be
I
drinking
can
it.
go.
So, ladies,
I can go for the bottle.
oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for the time that you have invested with us this evening. Your being here is indicative of the fact that you do take your health serious. The information that would have been disseminated this evening is designed specifically to help you to improve your overall health. Listen, an ounce of prevention is always better than a pound of cure. I want to thank you all for being here with us this evening. Thank our great host, the man himself in Brooklyn, New York, Mr. Clinton Daly. This man is an accountant by profession, you know. This man manages one of the largest business right now in Brooklyn, New York, but yet still he's here telling you about these great products. Why? Because they work. Listen, try the products and get back to us and give us a testimony. The way to try the product is to get back to the person who invited you. Let that person know that you need a tea, you need a reishi, you need a shaga, you need a cordy, you need a turkey tail, you need a steep and loose, you need a lion's mane. And of course, what are you going to do without the brain? Ladies and gentlemen, God bless you all. Thank you all for being here. Have yourselves a great night. Next week, we'll be back again, Sir Daly.